Welcome back to part 2. In this video, we will add session management, JWT tokens and protected routes to complete our authentication system. Let's start with session-based authentication. For this, we have to firstly install two packages related to session implementation. First is Express Session and third is Memory Store. Let's implement session-based authentication first. We will use Express Session with secure cookie settings to maintain user sessions. For this, I will create a middleware folder. Inside this, a session.js file. Const session equal to require express session. So with this, our session.js implementation completes now. Uh, let's now update our login route to adjust the session implementation. Instead of this, I will add if password is valid, then So yeah, the update that was required in the logging route was that actually this if condition within which the in the session object we have to update the values of user ID and email so that session object can save the user ID and email data. After this, we have to add some implementation for the JSON Web Token. So let's write the code in the jwt.js require JSON Web Token, then generate token, return jwt.sign. This is the function for the generating token. In this, the token is signed with the data of user ID and the JWT secret key, which will be found in the .env file. Let's define the secret here. For the dummy secret, we can just write a my secret key and save it. Next, we require a function for the token verification. In the try block, we will verify the JSON Web Token. And in the catch block, we will throw an error that token is invalid. Lastly, we will export these functions, generate token and verify tokens. This completes our jwt.js implementation. So in the auth.js, here we have used the session-based authentication approach. And for using the JSON Web Token-based authentication approach, we have to, instead of this, we will use the JSON Web Token compatible codes here. So for that, let me show you how to deal with it. Instead of this code, we have to then write const token equal to generate token and user dot id. Before this, we have to check one more thing. req dot query dot use jwt equal to true. So this if condition will ensure the security on API clients that want the token based authentication, and for the default session based approach, we can then reuse this code. With this, our session based authentication and token based authentications are implemented here in the login route. And now we have to create a middleware to protect our routes for both session and JSON web token authentication methods that will ensure our protected routes middleware approach. So in the middleware, create a file auth.js. Here, import the verify token function. So let me uh, use the pre-written script here for the quick implementation. So here what we are doing that uh, we are creating a require auth function in which we are checking that whether the session object exists or not, and in the session object whether the user ID data is provided or not. If these data exist, then this middleware will pass for the next layer of execution with the next function. And now then the JSON web token will be scanned and checked the whether the JWT token exists in the authorization header or not. So in the authorization header, the token value exists with the bearer string word. So that's why uh, after this bearer word, the actual token value exists, which is extracted here. Then with the verify token method, the token value will be checked and checked and it would be verified whether it is valid or not. If it is valid, then the next executions will be pro processed, otherwise the invalid token error will be thrown. And lastly, uh, if the authorization header is not exists, it means the request means the requesting party is not properly authenticated, hence the authentication is required here. So with this, the whenever we have to implement the protected root, we have to use this require auth function. So let me use this in one of the roots now for the proper illustration. Create a profile.js. Or let me use a pre-written script for the same. So at the root of slash me, we are we are using the require auth function from the middleware auth.js file, and then if it returns true, then only these executions will be done. Otherwise, the proper error strings would be sent as a response there. So here, if the require auth middleware passes to this execution with the next function, this query will be executed and the profile details of the user will be extracted out and would be returned uh, via this. So since the sign up, login and profile routes are implemented, we can also add a logout route for the completion of a pure flow of authentication and authorizations. Let me implement that quickly. The logout route will be exist in the same root slash auth.js file. At the logout route, we will destroy the session object that is stored in the REP object. And if some errors occur while the destruction of the session object, an error would be thrown that could not log out. And after the login, the connect.sid cookie would be set. This cookie would also be clear after the successful logout. So this completes our logout route as well. Now to properly connect it in our main driving app, in the app.js we have to make few modifications. Let me do that quickly. Const session middleware require session.js file that was saved in the middleware folder. and we have to use this middleware function, and auth roots are already set, so nothing is required to be updated here. Auth roots already done, and profile roots we have to, let's import the profile roots now. So with this, the app.js seems complete now. So let's now check the functionality, whether the app is working fine or not. Execute node app.js, and in the Postman, uh, let me type the wrong password to check what it is will through. So we get an error that invalid credentials because we de deliberately mistype the wrong password. Now, now type the actual password. So login is successful now, and our cookies is already updated. Let's now check the profile root, whether it is working fine or not. Localhost /API /profile /me. So this returns the same user details with which we logged in a while ago, the same email and password, and here the same ID, email and password, email, and time at which it was created. And now we have to check the logout as well, whether the logout working fine or not. Message is that logout successful. So our now the profile details API is returning an error that authentication is required because the we just logged out here. The API returned that logout was successful. That's why the profile details API returning that the authentication is required. So that's it. We have built a complete production ready authentication system here. With the Node.js, we implemented secure password hashing, session management, and JWT tokens, protected routes, and proper error handling. You now have the foundation to build secure applications with confidence. So thanks a lot for watching this complete series. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know what you want to learn in the comments.